This is the World on Water for week ending January 11, 19. Here's what happened around the world in sailing for this week. We start in Queensland at the Darling Point Sailing Squadron of the 13 and 16 foot Skiffs Nationals. In New Zealand, it's the Tornado World Championships. In Fremantle, West Australia, it's the Dragon Worlds. On the Gold Coast of Queensland in Australia, it's Sail Paradise. Simon from Ocean Fox talks about the Atlantic Cruise Rally. In Malaysia, it's the Royal Langkawi Regatta.
Okay, well today's a lot more of yesterday hopefully. We going to get out in the water early and try and find the groove of the boat, get the boat working right, get the sails tuned in and hopefully get a good start. We're currently sitting in 11th. It'd like nice to climb up into the top 10 if we can get a couple of good results today because it's still quite tight around our position. So yeah, a couple of top 5 results will get us up in the top 10 overall.
So this morning we have slightly less breeze than yesterday, but still a reasonable 9 to 11 knots, sometimes dropping down to 7 or 8, but 9 to 11 is our average. Looking at an average course axis of 195, so it's a bit left from yesterday. This stage, because the breeze has been dropping in and out a bit, we're only going for 1 nautical mile, and we'll reassess that in the second race. But at least the boats won't be schlepping around too much.
We've got no plan of attack. We'll try and go where the wind is, and if that doesn't work, we'll go where there's no wind and take up our usual position near the back of the fleet. But if that doesn't work, we'll try and come first. It does seem pretty puffy. There is definitely wind coming down in rolls, and if you can get into that, then you'll do well, but in between it does seem to be very light. So we'll just try and see where the wind is, and if nothing else works, we'll follow Rex or Brett, because they seem to do pretty good.
Well, it was a very tricky condition. It was really shifty, and at first we weren't that good, but we managed to get with the speed and with the right tacks that we get the lead. Yeah.
It was really good to get that win in. All I need now is a cold beer.
Yeah, we sort of held back at the back and let everyone get into the start as they do and all boxed up, but we just got through, turned to the right, went up the right hand side and stuck with that on every single run up to the top marks, and it worked for us. So yeah, second across the finish line was pretty cool.
Well, we started reasonably well and went right as the first opportunity, picked up some pressure, and we managed to just hold our own basically on the downwinds and play the shifts on the upwinds and managed to come away with a good result.
Well, today it was southwest, a lot lighter, very shifty, lots of holes, and so it made some very interesting racing. So we're in the middle, at the back, but somehow we seem to claw our way up to a reasonable finish at the finish. So if yesterday hadn't happened, we'd been feeling a lot better, but gear breakage has happened, so that's life. So we're just enjoying sailing together, Brett and I.
Yeah, in race 6, downwind there was a few passing lanes, and we got lucky, got a few wind shifts, and managed to sneak our way through the fleet and up to the front. So. And also I had my good luck charm here today, which was awesome, so that must have been something to do with it.
We'd like to keep just rolling, there's good wind tomorrow, but hopefully the wind holds through and we can just keep chugging away and we'll enjoy the sailing.
I think my hands are telling me that I need a rest though, so it sounds good.
So it might be snapper fishing tomorrow.
no complaints from anybody about the race management, no. They really make a mistake. They always move things if they have to. The lines are always square. The only difficulty for them is managing the wind conditions. I think the fleet standard is pretty high. We've got people from all over the world, professionals and amateurs, and the finish times are not so distant apart that it reflects poorly on the fleet. So I think it's generally a very good standard of competition.
The racing today was very well. Our first race was good, the second race even better. And the conditions were very nice out there, and we could catch some very nice waves on the downwinds.
We surfed beautiful, so that was really nice. Very beautiful. We love it here in Australia with you guys. You're making our stay perfect, really. So yes, we love it, and we are actually looking forward to the Yanmar party tonight as well. So yes, sailing, drinking, being with friends, what do you want more?
A good day out there today. It was two good breezes. First race we did reasonably well, and the second race we did better. I think downwind we were going pretty well. We had a great couple of downwind legs and took a couple of boats in that. So yeah,
picking the breeze and surfing as many waves as we could.
It's going to get a little bit windier, I think, the last couple of days, which will be interesting. But looking forward to the rest of the regatta.
Today we had again another fantastic day on the water. You know, you have the first pack, the second pack, and the people who are at the back. But it's, you know, I think everybody's enjoying and trying to compete within its own little group. You know, I love the place. I mean, it's just amazing, sunshine, no clouds, good temperature. You know, and most important thing is everybody is extremely helpful. You know, all sailors have been trying to help us to fix the boat, put it back into racing every day. You know, for me, besides the weather, the kindness of people is something I will really remember.
Hi everybody, we're in Las Palmas, here in the Canary Islands, and we're here for the ARC, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, and I've got Jeremy with me, who is from the World Cruising Association that staged the ARC. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about the history of the ARC.
ARC's been going since 1986, so we're into 33 years now, I think. It all kicked off back in the mid-80s. A gentleman called Jimmy Cornell was commissioned to write an article for Yachting World magazine. He came out to Las Palmas to interview cruisers about their preparations to the Atlantic, and he discovered that there was a lot of trepidation, a lot of fear about setting off across the Atlantic. And he came away with the idea that wouldn't it be great fun if everyone got together and sailed across the Atlantic as one group?
Yeah.
And that was really the genesis of the ARC. He went back, had a chat with Dick Johnson, who was then the editor of Yachting World magazine. Yachting World agreed to sponsor it, so the ARC was born from that. Registration was opened, and for the very first event they had 204 boats setting sail from Las Palmas.
And they sailed from Las Palmas, but they didn't actually go to St. Lucia.
No, in the first 3 years they went to Barbados, which is the shortest distance from the Canary Islands, and then in 1990 they switched destination to St. Lucia. A new marina had been built at Rodney Bay on the north end of St. Lucia, offered things like showers, toilets, walk-ashore berths, things that modern cruisers take for granted now.
You spent 3 weeks at sea.
Yeah, but also on a practical nature, if you've got a alongside berth, you can hose your boat down, you can clean your gear, all the sort of things you need to do. You get rid of the rubbish, not having to climb into a dinghy to do it was quite appealing for a lot of people.
And there isn't actually just the ARC. This actually splits into...
There's 3 ARCs now, yeah.
3 ARCs.
It's grown over the years. 5-6 years ago, we actually launched ARC Plus Cape Verdes, which is a group that go 2 weeks ahead of the main fleet. They sail south of the Cape Verde Islands, they go into Mindelo and São Vicente, and they have between 3 and 5 days in Cape Verdes before they then set off to St. Lucia. And they're leaving Cape Verdes a couple of days before the main group are leaving here from Las Palmas. So they're then sailing a shorter distance from Cape Verde to St. Lucia. So they're mainly in St. Lucia when the first of the fast direct boats are coming in. So there's a bit of overlap at either end, but effectively it's 2 routes, and actually a third one now, because we've got limited space in the marinas. On the Cape Verde route, it's restrictions in Mindelo. We've got another group going in the middle this year, which is ARC Plus St. Vincent. So they've gone a little bit behind the main group to Cape Verde, and then they'll be a little bit behind on the way across, and then they'll go into St. Vincent rather than St. Lucia.
Tell us, it's not all about socialising, is it? Quite a lot of it is about health and safety, looking after the boat, preparation.
Very much so. We put a lot of effort into sharing the knowledge, getting people and their boats ready. During 2 weeks here in Las Palmas, we have a big programme of seminars, not so much teaching, but focusing on very practical things. So we've got one of the very popular seminars is about rigging, how to do a rig check, things to look forward to, how to look for, how to cope with ocean chafe, what it's like downwind sailing, how to set your rig up for downwind sailing, what happens if you get a problem, how to do emergency rig repair, all those kind of things that are very hands-on and practical. Provisioning seminars talking about how to store food in the tropics, how to rotate it, where the best shops are in Las Palmas for different things. Medical seminar is very much about what's in your med kit. Have you got the right things on there? Have you thought about drugs that go out of date? Have you thought about the kind of problems you might have on the way across? And then everyone troops down to the local pharmacist who's used to sailors coming in and saying, have you got one of these? So it's very much focused on practical information at this stage. We do a number of events in the course of the year in different places. We do one in Germany, one in the Netherlands, one in Norway, one in the UK, one in the US, where we have a weekend event, get everyone together, talking in more detail about choosing equipment for your boat, what you might want to have on to go.
And are they're separate? You don't have to be going on one of the ARC races,
they're
rallies?
For anyone who's interested in blue water sailing.
We're in Langkawi, which is on the northwestern side of Malaysia. It's only 120 miles from Phuket, which people also know as a big sailing destination. And it's a phenomenal area because it's actually a group of 99 islands. So it's one of those regattas where we're actually based in a marina. We've got instant access to the whole sailing area. One of the unique things about this regatta, it's more of a boutique type event. So although we have the very good racing boats, I mean, we've got TP52s, we've got 2-foot DK46s and a 52. We also have a complete range of cruising yachts. I think the oldest cruising yacht is approximately 100 years old, and it's been around everywhere in this region. It's been the clubhouse for many yacht clubs over the years.
This year is a very tough year for our class, IRC1, because we have many very good sailors and good boats. So it was a very stiff competition. We are very excited to race with them. It was a very tough race, and we tried our very best. So basically we are quite happy with the result on the first day.